Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days chapter 194, Tachypsychia? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's what this chapter is called. Last we left off,
you did the Japanese wrong.
I don't think that's Japanese.
You Japanese wrong.
What? What did I do wrong?
You did not Japanese properly.
Tachypsychia is not a Japanese word.
It could be Tachypsychia.
Is that how it's pronounced?
No, I'm just saying that's how
it could be Tachypsychia.
Yeah.
Could you look that up and see how it's pronounced?
I'm on it.
It's very biased.
It's not biased. It's just correct. Last we left off with Sakamoto Days. Shin has been on his heels fighting against Tenkyu, who has just taken off his eye patch and revealed that he's basically got a Byakugan down there. And his vision in that one eye is so good that he can snipe this Shin from like miles away, it feels. But the side effect is that his vision is so good that it makes him actually woozy, and it kind of affects with
it is Tachypsychia.
Tachypsychia.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
That was correct.
Correct.
I was correct in my assumption.
So yeah. Tenkyu is shooting some arrows at our guy Shin. Shin is just barely dodging all this stuff. Tenkyu's on his shit, just knocking him around with the arrow, with the bow and arrow. It's everything he's doing. And then we get a little bit of he uses his ESP to force himself to move again, and he realized like, whoa, it works more than once. And we get a little bit of an interjection from narrator Sama, who's like Shin's ability to overwrite people's thoughts works by sending electrical signals to the basal ganglia of the brain, hijacking the target's mind and body for 1 split second. But due to the body's inherent defenses, it only works once on another person. However, the body emits the current itself. No resistance is triggered. Thus, Shin's power can work an unlimited amount of time when applied to himself, which is pretty sick.
Therefore, Gon and Killua will have to progress.
Wait, what?
Do insurmountable. I don't know, because there was this long narration, so I thought I should add flavor to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Kurapika is now drowning in an indescribable emptiness.
Kurapika is now drowning in an indescribable emptiness.
That's who did the narration just now.
Yeah.
In this. Hijacking the target's mind and body for 1 split second.
You know, in Hunter x Hunter, he would actually break down the fraction.
Have to focus his energy and sharpen his resolve in order to help Shin defeat Tenkyu. I don't know the song.
That is actually perfect, Katie.
I wish I knew Japanese. I wish I knew that shit. I would sing it right now.
Although it was a split second in Shin's time, it felt like 3 hours. Although it was 1,470,000,000th of a second.
He had bad extra detail. What the fuck is wrong with him? How does he write like that? I love Takashi. Don't get me wrong, but he's like, he's on the spectrum, man. In the best way.
He's gotta be.
For sure.
Back to Sakamoto Days. Shin is able to close the distance between him and Tenkyu, and he punches Tenkyu in the face, sending him flying, and actually knocks a tooth out. Then Tenkyu does a super cool thing, grabs his tooth, and then shoots it with his bow right at Shin.
Here's a gift.
Yeah. Here's a gift for you. Shin surprisingly kind of gets over that really fast. I think it would have, if it was me, I would have been like, "Did you just shoot me with your tooth? You fucking asshole! What the hell? You psycho!"
The disrespect is insane.
Yeah. So Shin is just thinking to himself like, "Damn, I can't. Only keeping up with Tenkyu isn't enough. I still can't. Even if I push my body to its extreme physical limits, I still can't move faster than him." And then he thinks to himself, "Wait, instead of moving my body, what if I command my mind to function at max power?" And at that point,
Enhance his mind to work at process peak speed.
yeah.
Mm.
And then at that point, that's when Tenkyu draws back another arrow, and he's like, "Can my brain handle it? I have to try to process at peak speed." And then he manages to do it. We get a big 2-page spread of the arrow moving in super duper slow motion. But the arrow is actually moving so fast that like he can see the distortion of space as this thing is moving past it. And Shin just grabs it and he says, "I win." And then he slashes Tenkyu with it. I think he cuts off one of his fingers.
He cuts off two of his fingers.
Damn. He does cut off two
He
of
said,
his.
"I win."
Yeah.
He doesn't even say nah. He just says, "I win."
Yeah, he scars the eye that I guess gives him extra abilities, and then he is about to stab Tenkyu, but he stops, and a single tear falls on Tenkyu, and Tenkyu looks up to see Shin is crying, and he's like, "Are you that sad?" "No, that's not it. You're too scared to kill. Am I right?" He's like, "No, even now, somewhere deep down, he thought he would be able to kill, but he might just be the type that hesitates to kill." And he says, "But I'm not. Right now, I feel nothing holding me back from killing you. I'm the kind of person who shouldn't be there. That much is obvious." Obviously, he means, I guess, Sakamoto, the Sakamoto store. And Tenkyu immediately tries to kick him in the face, but Shin blocks it and goes in for the kill. And that's when Sakamoto himself shows up and holds Shin's arm back. And that's where the chapter ends. Sakamoto has stopped Shin from killing Tenkyu. And yeah. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days chapter 194?
I'm gonna tell you exactly what I thought. There's a song by Busy Bone and Bone Thugs and Harmony called "Doug's Cry." We seen a thug cry in this manga episode, in this manga chapter. That was Shin. He leveled up. He unlocked a new move. He unlocked several new moves in the trump card. And right before he crossed over the edge, this guy was here to save him. We knew Sakamoto was coming, right? Everyone called that, right?
Yeah, I figured. I think I
I
called
feel
that.
like Brian did it.
I think I definitely said something
I want to
like that.
give Brian the chance to say that I'm wrong, and I won't fight it. But I feel like you didn't.
No, I said that if Sakamoto shows up, it would be kind of whack.
Is that what you said, Brian?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Definitely wasn't. He's not gonna show up. It was like a.
No, I
if
didn't
he
say that he
does,
wouldn't show up.
then
I
this.
said that if he does show up, it would be kind of whack.
Right. Oh, I see. Well, he's here.
Yep, and
He's here, Brian.
No, Brian,
Wow,
wait till
that
what's your
was-
turn?
That was actually pretty good.
That was pretty good.
I like that.
I'm
Wow.
impressed. I'm impressed with the
How you
actual
get so
thing.
good at that, like that sound effect.
Yeah, I'm impressed by the
That
actual
wasn't a drop?
sound.
That was you, Brian.
yeah, that was me.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Can I do that?
You could try. Go ahead.
It sounds good, I think.
No, not even close.
Not as good.
I'm sorry. Brian was just. I'm not even going to try and embarrass myself like that. I can never. Well, anyway, yeah. I mean, Tenkyu lost, and I didn't think he was going to lose. I really thought Shin was going to lose in this situation. There was a panel when he was like, "Nah, I can't beat him. Like, even if I push my own physical body to like the limits, it's still not enough to beat him because he's far past my physical limits." And the crazy thing is, someone said that to him before. Who was it? I think at the beginning. I think at the beginning, before they even went to prison, he was fighting with somebody, and he was just like, "You're at your physical limit. Like you can't really improve." I forgot who told him that, but he was just like, "Yeah, you got to find different ways to like get stronger." But,
Yeah, I
like,
forget
as
who
far
said
as you
that.
getting physically stronger, like that's about it. You're at peak physical form, so you know.
Yeah, it was that guy. I forget his name, but he's like the cool, nonchalant guy.
Yeah,
I forget his name.
yeah.
It's not Nagumo.
Nagumo.
Yeah, Nagumo. Yeah, the one that can shapeshift and all that.
Yeah, him. He's the one who says that to him.
Oh
It's
yeah, it
never
was
a big
Nagumo.
deal. He's one of those. Yeah. No big
Or
deal.
no, are you sure it wasn't fucking Speed Boots?
Speed boots.
Yeah, it was it was Sakamoto's trainer from back in the
Oh, yeah. What's his
day
face?
or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it was Speed Boots.
We thought he was dead. Yeah, he's really fast or whatever. Yeah, he was. That's what he said that to Shen. You're right. So it makes a lot of sense that was the way he upgraded, by like thinking outside of the box using his abilities. Cool. I'm satisfied. Maybe he can do even more with that. Maybe he could use Gyo on his eyes to see further too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he technically used Gyo for the first time, you know?
Yeah, it usually takes people a few years to get the basic principles down.
Shit's just nice with it, I guess. Naturally
Maybe
gifted.
when
in Gyo.
Tenkyu shot him, it was actually a Nen ability, and it primed his body to be ready for Nen.
Mm.
We miss Hunter x Hunter.
We do miss Hunter x
I
Hunter.
sure do. That's why
I
I'm
sure
going to
do.
reference it in every single series. Really guys. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Disappointed. I don't know. I just don't like
your
this
piece.
Shen arc. I like the solution, but I don't like the execution. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It just feels like so generic. It's just like, oh, here we go, Edge Boy feeling real edge, and oh, here comes Sensei to stop him. I just hope it doesn't end up becoming like a betrayal arc thing where Shin gets all fucking sad boy and runs away, and then we got to deal with that annoying shit for a while. It's just like, come on, man.
Hmm.
Could be interesting.
And Hisuke is all but immediately gone in this arc. That it's over for him now. There's nothing else we'll get for him. So
I have a
literally,
rebuttal to that, actually, if you don't mind.
okay, go on.
I think that in a few chapters, what's gonna happen is that when Shin's trying to like get out the jail, what he's gonna do is separate his body into different pieces, and then realize that he can fly and levitate with it. And then he's gonna pick up Shin, and they're gonna fly out of.
Oh,
the
you're
prison.
doing Buggy from Impel Down. That's what he's
Yeah, so that Brian would like it.
doing.
You think you're funny, huh?
I said Megalyn last week. I wanted to say him again really bad, but
That was a good one. Bringing in Buggy.
I don't
just
remember
feel-
a lot else from him.
Dude, like, come on, what was-
Wax guy
just-
was important. He did
Okay, no, you
something.
tell me. What's the point of Hisuke being here?
Well,
To tell Shin
Tell
that
me,
he
just
can't-
tell
he
me.
shouldn't murder people.
I would
Oh,
argue.
and look at what that did. Nothing. It amounted to nothing.
Hey,
He could
you're
have just
always
not been in this
successful
arc.
in life.
He
bro.
could have
You're
not
successful
been.
in every single thing you do.
He could have
in every
not
role
been
you
in this
play.
arc, and what would have changed? Zero things. Zero things. Am I wrong?
I don't think that's true.
Change the setting of the arc. Does it change a single thing? It does not.
I think it's not over yet. I think you gotta like. I feel you, Brian, but you're like. I think you gotta hold on and have a little bit of faith.
I do.
Listen,
but
if
come
the series
on.
doesn't have Sakamoto around, what's the point? I wanted to accept that. Chris doesn't have to accept that. You don't really have to accept that, Brian. But I believe that when you do accept that into your life, that
What?
Sakamoto is going to be a part of the best moments in the series. You don't mind when he's always around. It's okay if he came through to help Shin because it's about to be lit after this. You're gonna get
Yeah,
out to
no.
get everything you want, Brian.
It's fine. Like I just
Everything and more.
this arc is very disappointing.
He's gonna be sniping people with fucking plywood or something like that.
They went in here. They went in here to train, right? They were like, "Oh, let me go get this. Let me go find this psychic lady. She's gonna teach me how to be more psychic." They come in here. She barely does anything
Okay, I think
except for lose her psychic abilities. Shin literally only has one interaction with her, and then after that, he literally just evolves by himself. Like, what was the point of you coming here?
I think
Really, what was the fucking point?
hold on. I still think you're being a little unfair.
I'm being unfair. The whole purpose was to come here and learn from the psychic lady how to become more psychic.
No. The idea was to come in and break out this fortune teller so that they can train. They're not out yet, Brian. How is he going to train in the prison?
Okay. So no. All right. So the guy Speed Shoes is like, nah, bro, you can't get better without this psychic lady. You got to go get her. He gets better without her, by the way.
That's not exactly what he said. He said you can try. He's like, that's another person. He wasn't saying that it was guaranteed or not like that.
And
you could have a point. Just don't argue in bad faith.
Just cause, and let's just say Atari's luck is out. I don't believe that's necessarily true. But let's say that she loses her fortune, doesn't mean that she can't train Shin in his ESP.
I don't think she needs to, personally, I don't think she needs to train him for me to be satisfied per se. I think it'd be where I sympathize with Brian the most is that I am waiting to see something more from Hisuke. The arc is not over yet. It's not close.
I would also
on the third floor right now. Who knows who they're gonna run into? We might even get some other 3 people fights. You know what I'm saying? Tenku might end up being a good guy. And maybe he'll help out fucking teaching Hisuke. There's a lot of possibilities still. That's why I'm not really stressing it one way or another.
Yeah, I would also say that this is in Heisuke's arc anyway. Like, Heisuke he just had a thing.
Nice that he was there.
He's there as a support character and as someone to have dialogue with Shin. Like on a what's the word I'm looking for? On a pragmatic level, I guess, and narratively, it's there so like Shin doesn't have to be talking to himself all the time. That he would have a compatriot to go down with and bounce ideas off of and have kind of like an angel on his shoulder regarding the killing thing. Heisuke didn't go down there to train. Heisuke went to help Shin. He didn't go. He didn't go down to get stronger. He went there to back up Shin in case he needed something. And, you could argue how useful he is. I think that's kind of irrelevant because he's there kind of just as a support character.
I feel like what you're saying is that it wasn't guaranteed. Like Heathgate's like improvement wasn't guaranteed or development.
No, I never thought.
Not saying that there would be no real not that there would be none. But like saying that's not. Yeah, that shouldn't have been the expectation.
I wasn't expecting Heisuke to go down there and train, because they went there specifically to find the fortune teller for Shin.
I was looking forward to Heisuke learning something new, though.
I think Heisuke has had a lot of development already, and like when he was fighting the sniper, I feel like that was the start of his development. And, like, he can't develop all the time. There's other characters.
Yeah.
He would have been better. All right. I would agree with you that Hisuke is there just to be, like, a supportive character. But since when does Shin need somebody to tag along with him?
All the time.
From the main cast? Dude, he had an entire arc where he was split off from everybody.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that has to be like the only thing that ever happens to Shin. There's definitely things.
Exactly. But if you're gonna have an arc set up around the fact that these two need to get better, and then have one just completely sidelined, essentially.
But that wasn't his arc.
Borderline useless. in this arc.
That's not his arc. He's not there yet.
Just because it's not his arc doesn't mean he could like be literally just fucking.
He's a gun guy.
Aside.
They're in a prison.
So give him another way to fight. Show him, like, give him something new then.
Nah, he's a sniper.
Show him. Yeah, okay. So what's the point
I don't
of
know what
bringing
you
him
want.
here?
I don't know what you
What's
want
the
from him.
point? What's the point? What was the point of bringing him? Oh, hey, man. Let's go to prison where you're fucking completely useless and not going to be any use to me. Let's bring you with me just for fun.
He hasn't been completely useless. Josh, you're muted, I think.
Josh muted.
Oh, sorry. You're wilding, Brian. All right.
No,
He
I'm
has
just
not
saying.
been completely useless. I do understand what you're saying. What I'm telling you is
Okay, what did he do
No,
then?
I'm not telling you. I'm suggesting.
What has he
that
done
it's
in this
worth-
arc?
The series is worth tempering your expectations. Just have a little bit of patience.
Okay, but tell me what Hisuke has done in this arc.
Man,
Well,
he shot a few people, bro. He shot Tenku.
Look, I don't-
Yeah, he
and
shot
you're
Tenku,
really
and look at what
downplaying.
Tenku did.
You're downplaying the.
He shot
the-
Tenku,
the
and then
element.
Tenku fucking caught
So
his bullet with a
what?
fucking smoke
That's not his
string.
villain.
That was lit. I mean, what you
I
want?
don't care if it's not his villain. That's not the point. That's not the
Is
point.
Hisuke your favorite character?
Yes, he is.
So, admittedly, you're emotionally invested in this.
Okay.
Yes, I am. I like the
So-
series. I like the
therefore-
series.
Therefore, it's reasonable, right, to say that you're disappointed when one of your character you really like is featured in an arc, but there's no prime development for them.
It's
can
not
be
even,
disappointing.
dude. Like, there's just ways to have a character be a support character and not be the focus, and still have like ways to properly utilize them. Hisuke has not been properly utilized in this arc. You can't. I'm not gonna change my mind on that. There's zero ways that he has been properly
I just
utilized.
want you. I would rather you say yet instead of like the way you're saying it. I want you to just at the very least.
Okay,
add a
fine,
yet to
yeah,
it.
but that still doesn't change the fact
That
that
makes
so
a world
far,
of difference. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
been
I
a
think-
very disappointing arc. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Because it's like the setting underutilized. Hisuke underutilized. Shin overutilized to
It's
some
his
extent.
arc.
Just because it's his arc doesn't mean
What
that
do you
he's going
want?
to, there. You're so fucking corny for that. Just because it's his arc doesn't mean it excuses him being a fucking whiny little pussy ass bitch the whole time. Like,
He is not being whiny, man. He's trying to be like he's trying to keep his friends straight and safe. Also, I'm not mad at Hisuke for that. I think that's
no, I'm not
part of
saying
his
that
character.
Hisuke is
He's a-
whiny.
he's a
I'm saying that
caring
Shin is
person.
whiny.
because that's Shin, bro. I mean,
Shin hasn't always been whiny.
Shin has
whiny
been a
like-
little bit whiny.
he has his whiny moments. He can
Yeah.
be a little thinking too hard. That's what makes him relatable, though. That he thinks a little too hard about.
Yeah,
shit
he's an
sometimes.
overthinker. I
He's an
understand.
ESP character, so it's kind of like, look. I want to really try to meet you more on your level and put it like, I don't know, like this arc. Even if nothing develops for Hisuke as far as his abilities go, maybe he can learn something really interesting that gets the ball rolling on an even more interested Hisuke development arc. You know what I mean? That's part of my whole reason about staying patient too, because I don't want you to just get to the end of the arc and be like, oh god, they wasted Hisuke, that's it. And it's like you're entitled to believe that, but I just feel like because the series is enjoyable and it has like met your expectations in other places, allow it that. And then when it gets towards the end of the series, then you could catch a whole attitude, and I'm gonna be right there with you, my nigga.
I don't know, man.
Believe that.
Just when it comes to this arc, when we're following this arc, I don't think there's a lot that can be done to save Hisuke for this arc for me. That's just what I'm saying. Like that's because the arc is
Yeah,
already gotten pretty. It feels like it's pretty deep into the arc, and there's already been a lot of missed opportunity. Like, what else is there left to do for the character in this arc? Like, I don't know. It just feels really like a filler arc a little bit. Like that's just what it feels like. It's disappointing. It's a disappointing arc. The action was cool.
Shots out.
The
Like,
action
he's
was
scared.
cool, but the arc just was not this. I'm very disappointed. I was so excited coming into it, but it just feels missed, super missed.
You know, I gotta admit, Chris, where Brian definitely has a point is that in this rant alone, he's taken more shots than Heisuke has in this arc. That's
True.
for sure.
So true.
That's true. I mean, that's accurate.
Actually,
really
so
argue
true.
That's
that,
accurate.
To be honest,
He's like, come on, man. Like the most he's done is be like, hey,
somewhat
come
of an
on,
issue
man.
there, right? So, something's got to give. I mean, he's scared to bust off more shots. I could get behind that at least.
Like I get it's not his arc, but like I said, that doesn't stop you
What if he
from
found a
utilizing the
slingshot?
character. That doesn't
Would you
stop
be
you from
cool?
utilizing the character as the character is intended to be utilized.
What if he found like a slingshot or some shit like that?
That would have been so fire. Tell me how fire
but
that would have
maybe
been
he will,
if
maybe.
he got into the arc. He already has a pistol. He doesn't need a slingshot.
Maybe he'll run
Before
out of bullets.
when he first showed up, imagine if Heisuke had a slingshot to start the arc. Tell me how cool that would have been. And he would have been doing some fucking cool ass sniper slingshot shit. And that's how he learns to use more close quarter moves. Even though it's not his arc, you could give him a small little thing to play with that's not that big of a deal, so that he could do at least one or two or maybe even three cool things in this arc. Like, come on. It's the SHIN show. It's only SHIN, and that's the problem. That is the fucking problem. And not even just the fact that it's just the SHIN show. The first 4 chapters of this prison arc, so fire because it felt like a prison. And then you keep going, and then it's literally just nothing to do with prison anymore. I don't know. I've rambled on this point almost every chapter since we ran into Tenkyu, and I feel crazy that I'm the only one who sees this, and I'm just like, what is going on? This is not Sakamoto. This is just not the series.
I don't think it hasn't been my favorite arc so far. I'm just
This
not
is-
as offended by it as you, because I think even if this is as much as a reach from its form, it'll return back to it anyway.
Yeah, I know it'll return back to it. It's just this is the missed arc in the whole series, in my opinion. I feel like this is the one arc that's gonna blemish the series, in my opinion, because it doesn't hold up with the rest of the series in terms of consistency. This is the most inconsistent arc in the series so far, in my opinion. Just because it doesn't follow the same set of rules that the others have established for itself. Like when you have a close quarters, tight knit area, the series respects that. You know what I mean? With the airplane, inside of trains, inside of cars, inside of buildings, it always respected the space, right? But in this arc, the space is not respected. The setting is not respected. Characters are not respected. And it's kind of tossed aside for sake of just getting to the point, it feels like. So that's just my problem with this arc so far. I'd be happy to be proved wrong in the next few chapters or whenever this arc gets wrapped up. But I doubt that I will be proved wrong, in my opinion, because it doesn't feel like it's going to prove me wrong. The setting isn't going to be fixed all of a sudden in the next 2 chapters. Because what's the point of this super high security facility if literally anybody can just walk in there? What was the point of these guys even getting arrested in the first place if Sakamoto's just gonna waltz in here? You know, what's the fucking point?
It might be a lot easier to get in than to get out. But
Well, we don't know how Sakamoto got in there, so
it looks. I doubt he got arrested.
I mean, they were all wanted. They were all wanted by the JA.
I don't know, man.
That's how SHIN and Heisuke got in. They turned themselves in.
Yeah, they turned themselves in, and then
Sakamoto probably also turned himself in.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying this arc is doo doo compared to the rest of the ones, rest of these arcs.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm crazy. I don't feel any. I feel like this is fine. This is a fine arc. You know, I didn't have any expectations of Heisuke going down there and getting better because Heisuke already had a multi-chapter battle and development period dedicated to him not too long ago. You know, he's on his way, and you know this is obviously not going to be the end for his character. Once they get out of here, there's plenty of opportunities for Heisuke to get more focus and more shine. You know how many cool things I need Heisuke to do by the end of this arc? 0. I don't need him to do anything cool.
Which is corny.
Which is fine because not
what was
every
the point of bringing him?
because
give
Be
this,
fine with it.
give somebody
know
else
he's
a
gonna
fucking
have
chance then. If
development
he's
later
not, if he
that's
doesn't
what
deserve
Shin's
any,
still trying to do. What you could debate whether the Shin stuff is working for you or not, but the attempt is to give focus to Shin and give him the ability to like not only develop his ability
dude,
but his character.
I just don't agree with that because it's like every other arc. Whenever there's a side character, the side character gets to do something.
Yeah, but this is like not a full arc, I imagine. This is a training arc, and this is like kind of
It's a filler arc.
No, it's
And
not.
it's a bad
Well,
filler
this is-
arc.
And this is the thing is we don't get arcs like this anymore where it's not particularly like super plot heavy. It's more, you know, characters slowly developing and, you know, you get to see their progress in one way or another. With Shin, it's in through battle, an actual battle to the death. But sometimes with these, there's not a lot of training arcs anymore. So we don't get these like kind of slower paced or, you know, like differently paced series arcs where characters are just, there's no specific story goal outside of the development of a character in a both physical sense and maybe even an emotional one. Now, I can agree on one thing is that I'm not crazy about how they're handling Shin. I feel like they could have taken a little longer to have Shin fall into this mindset. It feels like it came out of nowhere, being that Shin has been at Sakamoto's store the longest. So he should be beyond this kind of doubtful stage already. This should have happened a little earlier if it was going to happen. It feels out of place right now just because it's nearly 200 chapters in the story. And he's basically the secondary protagonist. So it's a little awkward that they're just suddenly driving this emotional wedge into him. So, and I feel like they could have been bought if, and I agree with this is where like the setting comes in, where you take your time going down into the prison and you meet worse and worse people. And Shin starts to think to himself, man, I can't see myself like letting these people live. These people are really dangerous. What if they come home and they kill like the wife? That's what I'm saying. But I don't think that this arc is bad. It could have been way worse.
You would say it missed opportunities.
I'm saying
a lot of
remains to be
opportunities.
seen. That remains to be seen.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Heisuke.
I think it's going to be uphill getting out of the jail. I think they're going to go through a lot of.
Yeah, I feel like getting out of the jail is worse than getting in and staying in and fighting in the jail, because the jail, nobody cares if you fight in it. Once you get to a certain level, it's kind of a no man's land, just like in Impel Down, where the further you go down, like everything's so shitty that sure, they let you out. They let you walk around the ice.
At the third level yet. They just fell down there, but we haven't got a chance to really check it out. And it may be, I mean, hopefully not where they get up out of there quickly, but
yeah,
you know, I think there's still a chance for a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over yet, and I don't. Not that I don't need Heisuke to do anything particularly, because I don't think this is his arc to do so. I think Heisuke is there to be a dissenting opinion for Shin. That's what his character there is pragmatically to try and remind him of where he's coming from, to help Shin. You know, you could debate whether he's been effective of that. It doesn't really matter whether he's been effective of that. That's why he's there. You know? It's and I have my grievances with this arc. It's not, but I don't feel like they're particularly bad. You know, I'm not like, I don't think this is a bad arc at all. It's like sloppily handled to some degree, but I also don't put Sakamoto Days on the same level as like something like Hunter x Hunter or even One Piece, Where
Neither do I, but I do hold it to the standard that it has presented itself as.
yeah, but every arc has been quick so far. Like, what was the longest arc? The fucking exam.
No, I think more from like a taking advantage of the surroundings, like how you
Yeah,
was talking about.
like
earlier,
just
Chris.
like I said,
And-
I'm not holding it to the standard of One Piece or like Hunter x Hunter. I'm holding it to the standard of the series itself. That's where I'm holding it.
Yeah, but you know, I feel like
And this is not delivering.
it's not
nothing that happens from this point forward will change my mind about how this point and before has been handled.
Well, I'm just saying
In
what
my opinion.
I'm just saying my piece. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just thinking it's not like I don't know. I don't think it's that egregious. I feel like I've been enjoying this fine enough. It could be better, sure, but you know, it's one arc. Sometimes you can't win them all. Every series has like a arc that's like not as crazy.
True.
So I'm not like losing my mind over it. You know, I know. But
I just didn't think this would happen in Sakamoto.
I mean, you know, no series is safe. You know, nobody's perfect except for Oda, and you know,
but even Oda has misses.
yeah. I mean, you know, it's like
how-
nobody's perfect, and you know, every arc has its own function in the story, and I feel like this arc is fulfilling its function just good enough that I'm not like annoyed by it. I never felt any kind of annoyed by it overtly. I see the little flaws in it, but I'm like, you know, it is what it is. It's not like egregiously bad. I'm not offended by how this arc has been handled, but could be better, sure. I don't need Heisuke to do anything.
I hold it to higher standards. I'm not letting you off the hook until you show me something Sakamoto days.
I don't know. I trust Sakamoto days. I mean, you know, you gotta give series some slack. People are human, you know.
Nah, I'm not gonna give it slack because I wouldn't want slack.
Nah. I guess that was the wrong phrasing, but you know, I'm just seeing it for like I guess the utility of this arc, and you know, it's fulfilling it well enough. And there's still a lot of arc to go. They still have to leave. I don't think the JA is just gonna let him out of prison. So
Imagine they do. They're just like,
I don't
hey,
think so.
enter this portal made by the assassin, the portal assassin, and then we'll get out of here.
yeah, then it'll be a 10 out of 10 series. I'm gonna be into that. But all right, that's all I gotta say about Sakamoto Days. This is a long one, but are you guys ready to move on to the next
Jump
one?
City epic debate.
Epic debate.
Patented.